Hi, welcome to Bonita's Kitchen and thank you for joining us. What I'm going to be making today is a cheesy goulash casserole. Now this recipe today is more like a budget recipe and we all need that this day and age. What it is very few simple ingredients. We're going to be using some lean ground beef. If you don't like ground beef, you could use ground pork, ground chicken, ground turkey. I'm going to show you the ingredients as we go, but if this recipe interests you, stick around and let's get started. So what we're going to do first is take this lean ground beef to our stove top and start frying it. It's about 1 pound. And I got 2 cups of elbow noodles here, but you could use noodles of choice. Doesn't matter. This works great with all sorts of noodles. And you could use more depending on how many you're cooking it for. But this is 2 cups and 1 pound of lean ground beef. Let's get this cooking. So what you need first is a pot of hot water, tablespoonful of olive oil, and about half a teaspoonful of sea salt or salt of choice. It's a little bit humid air today. I'm going to toss in the elbow noodles, give it just a little stirring, and we're going to cook that until it's just part cooked because it'll cook the rest ways in the casserole dish. So now over to the ground beef. So over to my hot frying pan, tablespoonful of olive oil, and then I'm going to be putting in here my ground beef, and we're going to let that start to cook. So what we're going to do next, we're going to put some seasonings over here, about half a teaspoonful of black pepper, half a teaspoonful of oregano or Italian spice, half a teaspoonful of sea salt. I'm going to do a full teaspoonful of the onion powder, and the humidity in here is just awful today, eh, Raymond?
So nice to be able to, the door is open.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Half a teaspoonful of chili powder. So now I'm going to get this all cooking there together, and then when it starts to brown off a little or not be so pink, I will add in there then some garlic and onion. Then after it's part cooked, take about a small to medium onion and start cooking in there a little. And now I'm going to strain off my noodles, but I'm going to take about a cup of that starch water because I'll use that with the sauce, and then I'm just going to pour this through a strainer. So I'm going to be putting in here 2 cloves of garlic and just press it on in. Now, if you can't get lean ground beef in your store or it's just way too expensive, get the regular ground beef and just cook off the oil from it first before you add in your spices or your seasonings. And you can also add in the seasonings that you like if you want to, if you got a special way of making your goulash. And then, after, of course, we're going to turn it into a cheesy casserole. That's about all I'm going to let that cook for. Now, we'll get all this put together. Okay, I said to Raymond, I think we'll try that again, because really everything gets assembled within this pot first, and then we'll take it back to our counter and put it together for the casserole. And again, you use the casserole dish that you like cooking with. We're going to put about 2 cups of the tomato sauce, or if you want to use a pasta sauce, or even a homemade sauce that you got. You just put it in there. And then we're going to use that almost a cup of the starch and put in with it. That's the water starch that came from cooking our macaronis or elbow noodles. And then we're going to toss these into the pot as well. Just going to mix that much first. So then just cook that off for a couple of more minutes just to get it all mixed together. Now let's put it in our casserole dish. Now I usually like adding in green peppers, red peppers. Sometimes I put mushrooms in here in my goulash. But today I'm just making a basic. I'm gonna make it a budget friendly meal, which of course, if I add in all those extra ingredients, that's extra costs. So what we're going to do now is toss this in to my casserole dish, and then we're topping it with cheese. We love this meal. We love goulash in general. Raymond grew up with goulash. His aunt used to make it all the time for him, and they'd have it, I guess, lunch times and I guess coming home from school. What we're going to do here now is toss in some shredded cheddar cheese. You could use whatever cheese you enjoy. And then I'm going to put some parmesan cheese over the top. So you can get creative with this one. Add in the cheese you like. That's all you need to do there. I'm going to have a little taste just to make sure everything is flavored the way I want it. Oh my god, it is so good. I can just eat this just like that. And I think Raymond said that his sister-in-law used to make it as well. Mm-hmm. And they enjoyed it, and that was the goulash itself. So now what we're going to do, we're going to cover the casserole dish first with a piece of foil wrap. Not pushed all the ways down because you don't want for it to stick to the cheese. And if you had a cover on your casserole dish, you could use that one if it's oven safe. We're going to put this in the oven on a 400 degree preheated oven of 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we're going to put it in there for about 20 minutes covered and between 5 and 10 minutes uncovered. And I'll show you what that looks like. Our cheesy goulash casserole is baked. Now let's scoop up some and I'll show you what it looks like. Now just look at this delicious casserole. I know you can see yourself making some. I mean, just look. Lots of cheese. You could put more. I put about a cup, and then a couple of tablespoonfuls of the Parmesan cheese. But whatever amount you like, this is it. Too good to eat. I'm just going to top mine here with just another little bit of that Parmesan cheese. I'm going to pour up a cup of tea. I got a nice little cozy here that my sister-in-law gifted me that I'm keeping my tea hot with. And now, Raymond, can you just see coming home from school now having this? Hey? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. That was back in the days when you'd be saying, oh, if school was finished for the day. I could smell it. Yeah.
Well, I'm over here falling in love with this plate of cheesy, you know,
I'm over on
goulash.
this side drooling
You're waiting.
to get in there. Yeah.
You're waiting. That was delicious. I wouldn't change a thing in there. I think the ingredients that we got in there is good. But if you want it spicy, if you want more cheese, this is it. Well, jazz it up. Jazz it up, fancy it up, or just leave it. Good old budget meal and affordable. Taste my tea. So good. I'm also serving our meal here today with some white homemade bread with slobbered in butter, of course, and some mixed vegetables, but whatever side dish with this would work. The recipe, we're going to post it in under this video for you to print. If you can't see it there, you can visit us on our website, www.bonitaskitchen.com, and you can print it there. And if you can't find it there, you can also send us an email message at bonitakitchen@gmail.com. Of course, follow us on our Facebook page. We post there often up and coming recipes, also old recipes, and a few of the events that's after happening that probably you might like to read, catch up on. Of course, we're reading each and every one of your messages and love them. Thank you for sending them, and thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Well, we'd like to thank each and every one of you for stopping by here today. And of course, we know your time is precious. We're not going to take any more of it. On behalf of myself, Raymond, and our team here at Bonita's Kitchen, you have a wonderful day. From our kitchen to yours. Hi, Bonita here from Bonita's Kitchen. If you're visiting Newfoundland and Labrador, don't forget to check out St. John's and its beautiful sceneries and of course ocean view throughout. And don't forget to join us again on Bonita's Kitchen.
Join us by the sea, our journey in culinary, always an open door. Bonita's Kitchen to yours. Bonita's Kitchen to yours.